Alright, so I finally got tired of just flying around and decided to start working on some enemies. So I went and got this 3D model of an eyeball from Sketchfab or somewhere and loaded it into the game. Doesn't do anything yet, so I started adding some physics to it, started playing around with AI perception, just trying to see how the whole Unreal system actually works. Here I'm just flying around, just trying to see what range it'll detect me in. And then I tried to give it some movement, and it just sort of flew around, but eventually I got it to chase me. It's kind of terrifying. There you go. So then I added a few more, of course, just to see how it would look. And now it actually started to feel a little bit like a game. And then I finally made the decision of getting rid of the gravity effects. I just wanted to try 0G at first, and I think it's just a lot more freeing. It's just kind of fun to float around and have to deal with this. So then I started adding some bullet effects, so if I hit them, they kind of ragdoll a little bit. They don't really turn directly back to me yet, they kind of snap, but I fixed that a little bit later. Look at them spin out. So now they turn back smoothly after getting hit, which is nice. And then I finally dove into some Niagara effects, some explosions. I gotta say I don't exactly get it yet. I'd probably have to look into a tutorial, but just have some basic effects for now. Then I started making them shoot at me, which works pretty well. I like the green. Then I made a whole firing squad. And now it kind of really does feel fun. It's like, okay, I can shoot at them and stop them from shooting me. Then I decided, okay, I gotta start getting into C++. So I finally cracked it open. I got JetBrains Rider, just because they weren't hitting me before when we were both moving, like they couldn't lead the target, but now they can. Now, even if we're both moving, they can peg me from across the screen. Then I just decided to fuck around and give them all infinite fire rate just so they could see what it would look like if they were just spamming bullets. Set up this sort of satellite level, and then I started giving them little randomized positions to go to so they can sort of bob and weave around the player. And now it really has that sort of like TIE fighter feel, like they're all coming at you, they're all swarming in different directions, and it's like kind of terrifying when they're all just sweeping at you and just shooting bullets. Then I started getting into the EQS system and sort of understanding how it works, and I was able to whip up some of my own custom EQS off the cuff. I did a little 3D cube, but then I decided a 3D sphere might be a little bit more manageable. It's not a perfect sphere, it's not like geometrically perfect, but it is just sort of a random 100 points around. Then it was time to bring in some objectives, like defending a base. So I just made these cubes, and they're just targets that the AIs are going to look for and shoot at, and it's kind of cool. Now there's something to actually work on. What I have left to do, I gotta still add some interactions with the player, add some scoring systems, but otherwise this is kind of it for a basic gameplay loop.